What's going on, everybody? I'm randomfrankp. Today I got a review for you guys, and this review comes in line with the whole RGB keyboard craze and gaming peripherals now. And for the past few weeks, I've been messing around with the Logitech G910 Orion Spark, and today what I'm going to do is do my full review for you guys, tell you the pros, the cons, and all that stuff, because in the past I do own the Corsair Gaming K70 RGB keyboard, and I've also owned the Razer Blackwidow Chroma edition keyboard. So now that I really had and tested all three of these RGB keyboards, I'm going to, like I said, just tell you the pros and cons of this specific one, and in a future video, since everyone loves comparisons, I'll be doing a comparison video between all three. But right now I'm just going to focus on the review for the Logitech G910 Orion Spark. So if you're in the market for a new gaming keyboard, or you just want to pick one up for the holidays, the Orion Spark might be your next keyboard. The G910 is really unique compared to the other two RGB keyboards out right now, and the way that it's designed has these really different looking keys where they're very inlet. Has 9 macro keys with 3 different profiles, so you can have up to 27 macro keys at your fingertips at once. Little special dock area, some designated media keys on the side, and a really easy to use and user-friendly software that's going to help you enable all the different effects and lighting colors that you can do for the keyboard. Alright, first up on the long list of things to talk about for this keyboard, we're going to talk about the keys. Inside the key you will find something new, which is a Roamer G switch from Logitech, okay? They're kind of similar to MX Cherry Red switches in the way that they require 45 grams of force to actuate, and they do actuate after only 1.5 millimeters. Logitech claims that these keys are 20% faster than other mechanical keyboards, but I'm not going to buy that. These Roamer G switches are very similar to rubber dome keys. So if you've ever experienced a rubber dome keyboard before, it feels a lot like that and really doesn't feel like a mechanical keyboard at all, which I'm not too sure how I feel. Underneath the key you will find that the surface mounted LED light is actually under the key through a light tube, which is great because the light projects up through the light tube, and that kind of makes it so the light is very equally spread across through the key, and it makes it nice and flashy. It makes it pop. And it's also beneficial because this greatly decreases the chance of the light actually burning out. So good job, Logitech. Next up is the software, and the software that Logitech made for this keyboard is very user friendly, very easy to use. A bunch of different effects to pick from breathing, which is where you pick a color and it'll pulse that color. You can change the speed of that. A star effect, which you could pick from 2 colors, and it will make it kind of look like a twinkly star, where say you have a black background and a light blue star effect. What that'll do is it'll just pick random keys to like kind of twinkle. It's kind of cool. Color cycle just cycles through the RGB spectrum. Color waves, everyone's favorite, the rainbow effect, and which is pretty cool. They have the different modes for it, such as horizontal rainbow, vertical rainbow, or my favorite, which is the outward effect. So the rainbow starts in the middle and spreads outward. It looks really nice. And then lastly, you have the key press effect, which is my favorite effect that I've seen in these RGB lights, and it's pretty similar. The Razer Blackwidow has it as well, and that just pretty much it radiates to the keys you press. So if I press, if I'm typing on something, then those keys are gonna stay illuminated for a short amount of time or a long amount of time, depending on how long you want it set for, and it just slowly fades out. It looks really nice. They also have a zone changing mode where you can just change certain zones of the keyboard to different colors. For example, you can change the macro keys to a different color, the number pad to a different color, and the entire keyboard layout to a different color. Then there's also the freestyle mode where you can just change any key to any color you want. Then Logitech also included in the software like a little heat map feature, which it records all the key presses you've made, shows the heat map of it, shows how fast you type, all that stuff. So pretty cool. Big thumbs up, Logitech. Great software. Now we're going to break down the keyboard itself and how it's made and how it feels, okay? As I mentioned, the macro keys are awesome, media keys are great, and the dock was a pretty cool addition, I guess. I like new things like that when companies try it, so cool. However, when you look at the keyboard, you're starting to notice that the entire thing is made completely of plastic. Yes, it looks very nice, but having an entire plastic keyboard might not be beneficial in the long run, seeing that it might not hold up as well as other keyboards that are made of high quality aluminum and brushed metal. For $180, I'm not too sure I want an entirely plastic keyboard as my daily driver. That brings us to the keys. The keys themselves. These are pretty much a disaster, and I hate to say this because I like how Logitech wanted to try something new. They wanted to get on board with the RGB lighting craze, but I am just not a big fan of these keys and the keyboard in general. If you look at them, these keys have a very strange angled downward. They're called facet keys, where you can see they're not those normal convex smooth keys that we're used to, right? And this is cool in a way because it's something new, but this causes problems when you're switching between keys and typing because your fingers will get caught up on those upward angled keys, and it's kind of annoying. Then when you look at them, they're not even all consistent. A lot of the keys will have the 3 angled keys. Some of the keys only have 2 angles. Some keys are just completely flat, and some keys, like the window keys, is convex. So really not a lot of consistency here, and it just really makes you wonder what they were thinking when they were making this keyboard. All in all, for $180, honestly, my opinion is I'm not a big fan of this. I would not recommend it. There are better options out there, like I mentioned, the Razer Blackwidow Chroma and the Corsair Gaming K70 or K95, which are very nice keyboards, and they're higher quality than this, I feel. Yes, the LED lights in this are very nice, they make it pop. The user-friendly software is great, but I am not a fan of the keys. They don't feel like a mechanical keyboard, they feel like rubber dome keys. I'm not a fan of the keys themselves and how they look and how they feel. And I don't like just a completely cheap plastic keyboard. I'm sorry, Logitech. I have a lot of Logitech products, but this one I am not a fan of. Alright everybody, this is my review for the Logitech G910 Orion Spark keyboard. I hope this video just gave you a better understanding, gave you the pros and cons, and it's the whole breakdown of the keyboard and what I think are the main factors about the Orion Spark. As I noted earlier in the video, I will be doing a comparison between the G910, the Corsair Gaming K70, and the Razer Blackwidow Chroma Edition keyboard. So if you are in the market for a really cool new RGB keyboard, I'll put all 3 head to head, give you guys the full breakdown of them all, and that can help you decide which one you like, and then hopefully it'll make you base a decision. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, or you can hit me on my Twitter at randomfrankp. I'm always engaging with my followers on there, so if you have any questions, anything like that, you can follow me on there. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. I'll be doing a ton more tech videos like this. I've done a ton in the past, so if you want, you can check those out. Well, I'm Random Frank P, everybody. Have a good day.